Yellow Bellied Gliders are playing games with me big time. Still playing games with me until I realised who belonged to those glowing eyes. So they're not here. So I am still in the dark, mate. If you don't do, you don't get. Well, hi and welcome to my beautiful office. Yellow Bellied Gliders are playing games with me big time. It's turned into a bit of cat and mouse chase. I come up to where I think that they're coming from, but no, they're coming further on. But so in the previous video I talked about, I'd come up halfway up the hill to where I thought they were coming from, and then all of a sudden I hear that they're coming from up here. In this messmate tree just here, that's where I heard them coming from. I shot up, see if I could catch them on film, and I did. I got a little bit of footage. I thought I'd come back here another night and come here, because it's possible that they were living in that tree, and there's another tree here, a hollow dead tree. Two good candidates, I thought. So this is where I heard them, this is where we'll come to. So I did. I come out on a really nice night, very calm, clear night, and I waited. And I found out that they don't live in any of these trees. They're just trees that they come to first off after they come out at dusk. Right, so the tree in the neighbouring farm here, if I walk like this now, I am in their property. So it's just a little farmlet of about 20 acres or so. I used to know the people that lived in there, but they're gone now, so I have to be careful that I don't get into trouble being on their property. But anyway, yeah, I could hear them up in that tree there, and I'm listening to them, wondering what was going to happen. And all of a sudden I see a glimpse, a little flash, gliding across and landing on this tree here, this messmate tree that I'd heard him in previously. And I got a little bit of footage of them mucking around up there, but it was really hard to see them because of the colour of their fur, black and dark. It's very hard to see them unless they're moving or making a sound. Then I can catch a glimpse of them. But otherwise it's really hard, and the main reason is that their eyes don't light up. It's not like the sugar gliders, their eyes are like neon lights. You can see them from about 50 metres away, but not these guys. Extremely difficult to see them, and as I followed one and pulled the camera over to where it was going up a branch, when I got home and had a look at the footage, I'd pulled away from two others that were together. So it's really a struggle to be able to see them. Right, anyway, after that I thought, I want to get these guys on film landing onto this tree. So I came back, set myself up on a nice night. They didn't come that way, did they? Because like most animals, they don't use the same paths, the same way every night. They odded off, so they go to different areas to feed, and it saves them from being hunted by other animals, not being too predictable. I thought, okay, didn't get it tonight, but we'll try again another nice night. So I waited. It was nearly a week before I got another nice night. I came out, I heard them in the tree, fingers crossed I would get them on film. Had the camera out a little wider than I needed to be, just to make sure that I got them, that they didn't land a little higher, and that's exactly what happened. They landed just above where my camera was aiming at. Just out of sight they landed. So it was a bit of a bummer, but hey, that's nature for you, isn't it? I think that they could see me. I had the monitor open so that I could watch them land, but it would have lit my face up and a bit of my torso. Maybe I put them off, and that's why they landed a lot higher. But I thought, right, I'll have to save that for another night. I want to check out where they're living. Well, I thought I'd set myself up further down on the edge of the reserve, just on the other side of the creek, and see whether I could get them coming out of the hollows. There are a lot of hollows down there, so that's what we're going to do now. I'll take you down there and we'll start off from down there, and I'll fill you in with what happened. I came back on another nice night and set myself up here. Now, there's a possibility that this huge messmate tree just in front of me there, they could be living in there. There's that, what I now call a jump tree. So they could fly off there and onto that, and then over to where they landed near me, where I was trying to get some footage of them landing on the tree. So that works out. But there's also up here, see that? Up there is a beautiful hollow in a messmate tree. So I focused my camera on there, I waited for dark, and eventually I hear them behind me, still playing games with me. They do not live in that hollow, and they do not live in those trees. They're jump trees as well. But I'm learning, I'm gaining a lot of knowledge to where they go to and where I'm likely to get some close-up footage of them. So that one up there, we'll save that for another night, as sure. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to come back out tonight, and I'm going to go out of the reserve. There's another farm just over there, and there's an easement that runs along the creek. I'm going to follow the creek that goes up that way from where I heard them come from. But this time I'm not doing little jumps. I'm going whole hog. I'm going to go 100 metres up the creek where I know there's some nice hollows, and we'll take it from there and see what happens, whether I get lucky. At least I know if I don't hear them that I've gone too far and I can come back where I know there's some other hollows. Alright, waffling on. Let's catch up later on in the afternoon. Well, I came out last night, and again I am getting the merry run around, still playing games with me. But I set up camp here, this really big messmate tree that's quite hollow. I had the camera pointing up on this messmate tree over here because I just like the look of the hollow. But maybe might be lucky enough to get something. And I did. I was very excited for about 2 seconds until I realised who belonged to those glowing eyes, and it was brush-tailed possum. Big brush-tailed possum mother with its young on its back. You can see them up there. There's a bit of a hollow. So that's what they came out of. So they're not here. I didn't even hear them. So they're obviously back further. So I'm going to come out again tonight because it might be a reasonable night, and we'll see whether or not I can get them at last. It was far too windy and horrible the other night, so this is a week on, and I'm going to just plonk myself here. I'm still a fair way out of the reserve, maybe about 50, 60 odd metres out. I may have come a little bit too short down from where I was the other night, 100 metres out. I'm exhausted from working all day. I'm really tired. Didn't really want to come out here, but as always, that little voice inside my head keeps telling me, mate, if you don't do, you don't get. So exhausted as I am, I'm here. I'm very compulsive when it comes to studying animals. Once I want to know something about it, I can't let go. I have to keep going, so that's what we're going to do. Well, good morning. Last night, fun and games again. I still have no idea where they're coming from. I could hear one over there, But as I heard that one, there was another one in the tree just behind me here. Just in that spray gum. But there's so many possibilities here, it's really, really hard to know. It's very frustrating. But I could hear them up there high in the tree. The horrible thing is when you're filming at night is you're standing out in the daylight, you can see right through all the branches. You think you've got good vision, but as soon as it goes dark, your torch, your spotlight, can't see through the shrubs and the small trees that you could see through during the day. So I went from having lots of possibilities to just 2 options. One of them is this tree, but if they did come out of this one here, which I suspect a little bit, hopefully, there's more hollows around the other side. So that's what I'm going to have to do another night. I'm not going to come out again tonight. I'm going to savour that for another night. So I am still in the dark about, I am in the dark, aren't I? About where the hell they live. Well, I'm back. Sun's just going down over the hill now, and I'm going to set myself up right here. It is stinking hot, very humid, 30 degrees. It is nearly 8 o'clock at night, so I've got another hour before hour and 10 minutes before they come out. So yeah, I'm at the other side of that tree I was looking at the other day that I heard them in, and I was thinking that maybe the one I heard across the creek, that maybe it hadn't made any noises and it had come out of this tree and then glided over there. So I've got 3 options with holes on this one. So there's a nice one just here, that'd be good if it is this one here because it's low to the ground. And then there's another one further up, another 5 metres up, and the same again, there's another one. But the other tree that I heard them in across the creek is blanked out to me here with some trees. But what I'll do is if I hear them over there, I can quickly shoot over to the creek and see whether I can spot them. What are you up to there, little sugar glider? You hanging from your back legs. Crazy. Well, it seems I've lucked out again. Now I did hear something earlier, and normally I'm hearing them from about 9 o'clock or 10 past to 9:15. It's been pretty regular so far. All I heard was about 9 o'clock. Something that sounded like their calls, but very faint. Just a little, and then that was it. That's all I've heard. Haven't heard anything else. And they've always been really boisterous. So yeah, we're well past the time that they come out. About half an hour longer I've stayed out just to make sure that I'm not hearing anything. So yeah, certainly lucked out again. I'll come out another night, maybe tomorrow night. It's supposed to be quite nice tomorrow as well. So I can drag myself out here, but it is getting frustrating. Well, I am back for another bit of punishment. Last night, meh, tonight, Alright, so I figured out what happened last night was that they came out, they didn't do much calling, and they went the opposite way. So out of the reserve along the creek, there's an easement on either side, a buffer zone from the farms. That land belongs to Melbourne Waters, so they're the ones that look after our waterways, and these are corridors to connect up with forests and reserves like mine, so they're very, very important, and this just proves that, because that's what I'm pretty sure what happened. That's why I didn't hear them, because they would have gone past me making noises and gliding past me. I didn't hear them in the reserve at all. It was dead silent in there. So tonight, this is it. I am not going to pursue this finding where they're living any more than tonight. It is stinking hot, 30 odd degrees, very, very humid. Sun has gone down now. It's just gone 8 o'clock. There's a possibility that they are across the creek, so I have good vision across there in a complete 360 degree. So just again, speculation. Wait it out, see what happens, just get the torch going around. I don't even think I'll bother setting the camera up for anywhere. I'll just react when it happens and go from there. So you might hear the Yellow Bellied Glider in the background. Lots of reserves that way. 50 metres or so up that way is where I started from, up on this easement of the creek. But I got those 2 possums, with mother with the baby on the back, and I didn't hear any sounds from the Yellow Bellied Glider when I was up there. Well, that's where I just heard them come from. And none of it's really making any sense to me at all. So we're definitely going to have to wrap it up here. There's no use me continually trying to work this out. It's just getting more and more frustrating. round and round in circles, and moving out from the circle, coming back into the circle. Frustrating. Anyway, I did hear a couple of good calls, and I went up with my torch up there, but I couldn't hear any more. There's a possibility that they have continued up the creek along the corridor, well away from the reserve, but I haven't heard them come past me. So yeah, alright, we'll wrap it up and I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. Now you can see and understand a little bit about being a naturalist. Things don't always work out, and it takes a lot of time to get results. It took me 2 years to find out where the agile antechinus like to live. So it was no surprise to me that I've been running around like I have. But I have learnt a hell of a lot. So they're using the creek, the corridors, from one area to another. So they'll come into the reserve for a while, hit it hard, and then move up the corridors to other areas to feed. So they're using the corridors to their full advantage, and that's what they're there for, and that definitely shows that they are crucial and just as important as the reserves and the forests as well. So into the future, we'll come back and I'll try and get a landing onto that tree. That would be awesome. That's all I really want from it. Alright, so that's all I've got for you for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it. A bit of a catch up with my wildlife documentary. Every month I will give you an update on how I'm going. What's happened so far with my Buy Me a Coffee. I have 14 people so far that believe in me enough to buy me a coffee. It's been awesome. So at the minute it's $180. It's a good start, but we need to keep going and get some more if we possibly can. So if you believe in me enough and you'd like to help me out, help this documentary stay on track, not have any hassles that come along, I have a little stash of cash to be able to fix things like the computer. I already last week had a hard drive die on me. It was a backup. It died. So there's all those sort of things as well. Getting someone who's a musician, who's a professional in the field of making music for wildlife documentaries. Protection. So getting someone to make sure no one can actually steal this documentary and call it their own. There's tons of stuff like that. So if you believe in me and you'd like to help it out, the documentary out, there's a link down below to buy me a coffee. Alright, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel and get more of this amazing stuff, click on my pretty little face just down here in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And if you want to go and have a look at all the different things I've been doing over the years, click on my icon right here at the end of this video. It'll take you to my channel. Oh man, I've talked about so many things to do with photographing and filming of wildlife. I go on adventures and I take you with me. Go and check it out. There'll be something there of interest to you, I am sure. And just remember, if you don't do, you don't get. So get out there and start photographing, filming wildlife, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.